dodged a bullet, but Kamala's verbal shrapnel still hit California. The Veep offering some word salads of comfort to the state's wildfire victims while urging them to be patient during the crisis.
There is still so much work that firefighters, police officers, FEMA, and others are doing that is about search and rescue. It's critically important that to the extent you can find anything that gives you an ability to be patient in this extremely dangerous and unprecedented crisis, that you do.
Sore loser Kamala has blown off years of tradition, declining to invite J.D. Vance and his family for a courtesy visit to the VP's residence before they move in. This is profoundly asinine. I mean, she said some really stupid things, but telling people whose homes burned down to be patient. Going back to what I said in the B block, no leader has stepped up.
Yeah.
She wants to run for governor of California.
Yeah, so there's no time like the president. Like she always fails to take an opportunity, like on the immigration czar, for example. But in this case, she could have said, "Joe, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. I got to figure out a way," and go there and say, "Gavin, what do you need? Karen, shut up. I got something over here." And organize everything. There was that article in the New York Times today by Amy Chozick in which she said, you think about General Honore who went in at Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, he started cursing and telling people what to do. And everyone was like, thank you. Okay, like you needed somebody who is calm in a crisis and competent and good in a crisis. And she is somebody who I just don't understand how you can be in politics for that long and not be able to not flub 3 sentences and put them together. As to the not inviting J.D. Vance, it's interesting because in the A block, we talked about Pete Hegseth, who didn't meet with all the Democratic senators, met with Senator Reid on the Wednesday. But apparently, I just found out that they just didn't hear back from several of them, and Hirono refused to meet with them. So maybe there's other parts of that. But when it comes to this, the best way to deal with your own heartache and your own heartbreak, and I think she's going through a lot. She basically took to her bed for 8 weeks after the election, is to reach out and do something nice for somebody else. It's scientifically proven.
True.
If you do something nice for someone else, it makes you feel better.
This is why I feel great all the time.
Invite J.D. Vance and his wife and the children. And also, who isn't charmed by children? Well,
Yeah.
Are you now?
Greg is now,
working on me. I almost like one kid. I don't know what to do.
I can't put my finger on who it is, though.
Yeah. You know, Judge, I'm surprised she didn't say to the victims, what, did you fall out of a coconut tree? But all the trees have burned down.
You know what's interesting? I took this quote and I wrote it down. And by the way, Dana, you made a great point. That absolutely. I mean, she took to her bed for 8 weeks after the election. I mean, how different was that from the 4 years she was in the White House? She never stepped up. But I got to read this again. It is critically important to the extent you can find anything that gives you the ability to be patient in this extremely dangerous and unprecedented crisis that you do. Like, seriously, she's saying take a Xanax, get a drink? What is she saying?
Do both.
I mean, the last thing you need in this situation is patience. You need to get your ass in gear, get your jewelry, get your dogs, get in the car, and run out of your house.
You know, Jesse, I come to you for speculation, reckless speculation.
What do
You're
you
so
got?
good at it. I believe that she declined the invite because she's babysitting her husband who keeps hitting on other babysitters.
Yeah, so she was supposed to be Mrs. Decorum. Remember, smooth transition of power, defender of democracy, upholding all of the institutional norms. Remember the rules and norms? And then she just let these guys stay out in the cold with kids. Now, I don't know why. I don't know what J.D. ever said about her. I thought J.D. was pretty classy the whole time. But maybe Doug has beef with J.D. Who knows? But it turns out they're not these people on this moral high ground like they claim they are. They're just as petty and vindictive as other people, who I will not mention right now because that's unnecessary. But to your point about be patient, this might be the smartest thing she's ever said. Because she knows it's going to take decades to get this thing done.
That's true. That's true.